Yeah, good as a response. I mean, I still thought we were okay in the first 3.5 or 2.5 quarters. The Saints force you to play a certain way, and that's a credit to them. We didn't expect anything different. I mean, one goal in the third quarter, we would have liked to have scored more than that. We certainly had more chances than that. The thing that we were disappointed about was that it was a really tight sort of arm wrestle, but we gave them a few easy goals that we just can't afford to do. And in the end, I mean, you can sort of toss a coin a little bit about who deserved to win the game. But, moving forward, we've got some things to work on, but we're just, me in particular as a newcomer, I'm just so impressed with the work ethic and the commitment of the boys, because everyone was out on their feet towards the end.
Will it work to your advantage, given that you were able to play 21 against 21 for 3 quarters, as you've lost Joel in the same circumstance last year when you were 21 against 22, so that you're able to physically keep with them and guts it out in the way that you did?
Oh, maybe. Really hard to quantify those things. I mean, you could also argue that, look, I don't really want to comment too much on the sub rule. I mean, every one of the players out in the ground was fatigued towards the end. Whether it was better this year as opposed to last year, I'm not sure.
The players think they seem noticeably more fatigued than they would have felt last year.
I haven't spoken to them about that specifically. I think in any game like that, the players are going to be out on their feet to an extent, so it's going to take time for us to work out objectively whether it's having a bigger impact or not.
The game did seem to open up, though. Was that to your expectation?
We thought it would have to open up more than the way it was being played. I would have thought it was almost impossible for it to continue down that track. But as I said, St Kilda play a brand of footy that's really tough to play against. And there are parts of the way they play that we would like to emulate.
Was it hard work in the box as well?
I mean, it's my first time, really. I mean, it was chalk and cheese from this week as opposed to 2 weeks ago at Visy Park. But I'll tell you what, we all felt pretty alive in there. As a few of you said, I probably gave you some interesting moments on the TV, but I mean, it's an emotional game, and I think our coaches coached pretty well. I thought we were on top of things, but I won't lie to you, it did get a bit emotional towards the end there.
What does it say about the mentality of the group that you're 21 points down and going to one goal and things seem to slip away, and just able to lead, especially again in that last minute when the game was gone again?
We thought the game was gone, but it tells you that they never give up. Yeah, and I saw that as an outsider in the last couple of years. These guys never think they're out of the game. They have an intense dislike for people thinking that they're better than they are. And St Kilda could make an argument to say that that they are going better than we are. They finished higher on the ladder than we did last year. So, especially when players are getting towards the end of their career, the challenges can really build. And so far, we've seen that our guys aren't prepared to give up, both within games, through the hard pre-seasons and through the season proper.
You started with Tom Lonigan on Nick Newell, which certainly shocked the boys last. What was the reasoning there, and what do you think of his job?
I thought all our defenders did a really good job. St Kilda had a lot of, not necessarily entries, but they went forward to sort of low, even numbers a fair bit, and our guys really stood up. Harry had Nick at times and did pretty well, but it was more a function of us playing Lonigan on Rewalt in the NAB Cup game and thinking he did pretty well. So we didn't expect that Tom would have to do it for the whole game, but we thought we'd give him first crack, and we were happy with the job he did.
What's the update on Joel?
He's back here now, so he's got a bit of a fat lip. He's had scans, so he's clear of bone damage. He's obviously got a sore head, but his memory's pretty good. He's up and about, and I think it takes more than that to stop Joel Selwood.
Jimmy Bartell's role started forward, and he didn't seem to spend any time on the ball. Will that be his role throughout?
Oh no, he played midfield. Yeah, he started as a forward, but he played midfield. Yeah.
you've had a lot of blokes with interrupted pre-seasons. He's a bloke who's had a tonsillectomy and concussion in his last practice match. Fair effort.
Yeah, amazing effort. But having said that, his season hasn't been that interrupted. He missed 2 weeks with his tonsils and he got knocked out in the last NAB Cup game and missed sort of 3 or 4 days from any sort of training. But he hasn't played a lot of footy, so you're right from that perspective. And you know, we've got a few guys in that boat, as do St Kilda. But look, the signs are good. We've still got a lot to work on. We don't lay claims to being the best side in the competition at the moment. We acknowledge that, but we've got an intense desire to improve.
Your thoughts about the performance of the younger guys, particularly Mitch Duncan, who bobbed up with late 2 goals and then practically late in the last quarter there?
Yeah, we're really keen to give our young players opportunity. We had kind of 4 players that haven't played much footy in the side today, but not one of them played because we want to give young players opportunity. It was nice that they'd earned their spot. Mitch is a very accomplished young player, but he has a hell of a lot of work to do to become the type of player that we need him to be. And he's only one of a group of about 10 that we need to play AFL footy this year, but we refuse to do it unless they're doing the things that we expect of a Geelong player.
Does a win like that, the older guys used to, they won great games like that before, but the younger guys, must be intuitive, having their confidence in their teammates so they can win like that?
Yeah, well, I think the fact that, you know, the boys never give up is a fantastic trait for a young player to learn. It can be intimidating on the big stage, and it can be demoralising if you lose close games. Cam Guthrie today, we thought, looked like a genuine AFL player. First game on the big stage, but he does the sort of things that we like in Geelong players. We were pretty happy that Steve played the role we asked of him. It wasn't the sort of game where anyone could really dominate and kick a bag of goals or really get a lot of space. But we think Steve's got a lot to offer in the midfield. He's got close to elite endurance. It's something that I didn't realise even as an outsider. So we intend to use that as much as we can.
How did you assess the tweaks that you've imparted on the game plan? Was it a hard game to assess that?
Oh, I guess I'd ask you. I mean, I've seen a lot of improvement on the things that we've been working on over the pre-season, but we haven't come up against that sort of pressure and an opposition the quality of St Kilda in an AFL game. So, as I've said a few times, we played the way that they made us play to a certain extent. Look, we probably... I keep getting asked, are we kicking the ball more? We don't deliberately go out to kick the ball at any given time. We're trying to kick the ball when the time's right.
Would you like to dictate to them rather than be dictated to?
Oh, it's very hard to do that against St Kilda. I'm sure every other club would say the same thing. We did. I mean, certainly we try to play the game on our terms, but again, to dictate to St Kilda is very tough.
I think a good guy, if you had a real grass learner, that at times might help in that regard.
Sorry, say again?
If you had a real grass learner, someone who could look for a time when it was stuck, the game was bogged down and it was 2 goals to 1 for a long period of time, that if either side had someone who could really take the game on and break a line, it might have made a difference. But neither team appeared to have that player.
I think David Wojcinski and Trav Varco and Taylor Hunt and Steve Johnson, they've got a few players that are pretty good with the ball in their hands as well. And I mean, I don't mean to be a smart ass, but everyone's looking for those sort of players to break the game open. We were doing our very best to do that, but again, the way that the opposition defended made that hard.